This is the LG G5, one of the few examples in recent history in the smartphone industry that really thought outside of the box with this product, and for better or worse, they tried something new. Spoiler alert, it was for worse, but we have learned a lot of valuable lessons from LG's job with the G5. Domains. They are very important here on the internet, and right now the .tech squad is offering $3 .tech domains using the code MSTech on get.tech. I already picked up mattschafer.tech and dealhunter.tech, but there's plenty more domains to go around since it's a fairly new program. Links and everything down below. Disclaimer, and this is a big disclaimer. This is not a comprehensive review. I have not used this phone as a daily driver, and that is a must do before you fully review a smartphone or any product that you use on a daily basis. But by using this phone with the amount of time that I have, there are definitely some things I want to talk about in a video, and I don't feel it's very important to make a full review. I think it's more important to address the LG G5 from a conceptual point of view and really talk about modularity and the smartphone industry as a whole. So I do want to actually address it as a phone first, and if you're not interested in the specifications in an overview, you can skip ahead, but it is important to go over that since it is a full-fledged smartphone. So in terms of performance, it has a Snapdragon 820 in there, top of the line chip, what you expect from a flagship. For battery, it has a 2800 milliamp hour battery, which is actually smaller than the G4's battery, and the general consensus online is that it's good enough, but it could be better in terms of battery life. Build quality and design, this is an interesting point. There's a lot of controversy. This is a metal phone. The body is made of metal, but LG does put a layer of primer and then a layer of paint over the metal, so when you're holding it, you're not actually touching metal, but it does have metal at its base. And then if you turn around on the front there, the forehead on top is kind of sloped backwards, which looks weird at first and doesn't seem practical, but when you pull down the notification drawer, it's actually really useful to have that slope, and it feels pretty good. And with design in general, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a horrible looking phone, but it's just uninspired. It doesn't look great. It doesn't catch your eye. It looks just like a standard, nothing special phone of 2016, and that's probably not that good of a thing. Display, LG always has good displays, and they actually make great TVs. Done a review on it, card on screen now, go check it out. You're looking at a 5.3 inch, I can turn it on, 5.3 inch 1440p display, vibrant, super sharp, looks fantastic, videos look great, but that's what you really expect from LG. They nailed it again, and yeah, so display is great. Camera, there is something interesting with camera. You have two lenses back here. One is a 16 megapixel regular camera, again, looks fantastic, and the other is an 8 megapixel super wide angle camera, which is also a very nice addition, and it really does achieve its goal of a wider angle picture. The difference is very significant, so if you're taking a wide picture, you have that extra lens, which is a nice innovation. I don't know how often I'd actually use it, but it's cool that it's there. It works pretty well, and I do actually want to mention the power button is on the back there. When I took this out of the box, at first I was like, how do I turn it on? When I turned it around, it is there. It is also a fingerprint sensor, which is a nice technology to have in there. So cameras and like button layout, they work. The last thing I want to mention about this phone before I go on to modularity is the software. So again, I have to open it up. LG has notoriously had a pretty bad skin. What is it called? LG, no, I don't know. I don't know what the name of the skin is, but it's just not that great. They did try to change it this time around, but the big thing and the big problem for me is there's no app drawer. And now you can get an app drawer by launching it into a different mode in the settings. At least that's what I read online. And there's just no app drawer right there. And if you do have an app drawer, it gets rid of the main icons at the bottom. And like, why fix what isn't broken? Android is great. The app drawer is great. Everyone that uses Android likes the app drawer. So why get rid of it? Why make a skin like that? You know what? It's not a review, so I'm not going to get too hard on them for the software, but I'm really not a big fan of it, even with the minimal usage that I've used it with. But now let's get on to the main point of this video, modularity. And I want to start this off with a quote. Well, it's not an exact quote, but it's a general quote from Casey Neistat. He said that the difference between a good idea and a good final product is execution. Modularity is a great idea. Look at Google's Project Ara, having the different modules in your phone that you can customize to your own needs, like a bigger battery if you need a bigger battery, a better camera for photography. That's a great idea. And LG tried to hint at modularity, they just didn't do it well. And when I say modularity with the LG G5, I actually haven't done this yet in the video, is there's a little notch at the bottom of the phone that separates the chin and the phone, and you press it in, and boom, you can take out what they call a module, and it has a battery attached to it, at least at default, and they offer different modules. One is called the Cam Plus, which gives you dedicated camera buttons down here, and yes, it makes using the camera a little easier. It's also a bigger phone, but it doesn't make the actual pictures any better, and it costs $80-something. The other one is called a hi-fi module, so it gives you better audio, but again, why would you carry that around and hot swap it in when you could just carry around a portable DAC and amp and get better audio that way? So yes, the modularity is a good idea, but the modules, which they call the LG Friends, are too expensive and really don't make it that much better. Really what I'm saying is this: modular phones are definitely in our future, and whether or not they're here to stay, we're gonna have to wait and see what they actually hold and see how good modular phones actually are before we can decide if they're gonna stay or not. My personal prediction is that they won't stay. I think an all-in-one phone with everything built in, just made to be used, is more practical for 99% of users, but there are always gonna be those people that want a modular phone, so it is in the future, but we really don't know if it's gonna be a hit or not. LG tried to hint at modularity with the G5 and this removable chin, but the problem is modularity at its core should be all or nothing. So LG's maybe, sort of, kinda, maybe not modularity attempt here doesn't make that much sense. It doesn't add functionality for 99% of users, and there really isn't a spot in the market for this sort of, maybe, kind of modular smartphone. That's gonna be it for today. This is a sort of, kind of modular phone that really missed its mark and is just a decent smartphone otherwise. Thank you for watching, subscribe to see more content, and as always, stay classy.